Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new playthrough. This time we're going to be playing Bloodborne The Board Game. It's a game by Michael Schnall and Eric Lang, and it is produced by CMON. And it is based on the PlayStation game that's a Souls-like, really hard to win, PC game, I don't know what you call, whatever game, video game, that allows you to play characters in this really interesting, like dark gothic world where you're completing quests and fighting monsters and everything, and it's extremely difficult. So this is the board game adaptation of it, and there are plenty of videos out there if you want to go check them out already to see how this game plays and other versions of it or other scenarios. We are going to be playing the starting scenario, which is called The Long Hunt. And I've already set everything up. So I'm going to touch on the setup, but we're going to get right into the gameplay. As you can see, I already have my characters on the first tile at the central lamp. Now the lamps are important because it's a place where you can kind of teleport back to in certain circumstances. We'll see that in gameplay, but let's go look at our characters and see what monsters and stuff we're playing and talk about the scenario. So Bloodborne the board game, is a story-based, scenario-based game. And I think there's 4 major chapters in the big game, and then I also have an expansion that has some, I think 2 additional chapters that you can play through. And they're meant to be played in order, but you don't have to play them in order. And they're meant to be played with a variety of number of characters from 1 to 4. You can play it solo if you like. I chose to play it with 2 characters. I thought that would be more interesting. Now, what are we looking at here? Well, you're seeing both the player boards that I have down here and the hunt board right there, the game board where a lot of the things are tracked. So for example, right now, I have the scenario card for Chapter 1 with the setup side up for the long hunt. It tells me what enemies we're going to be fighting against and the tiles that are required in the game. And that matters because the tiles will help tell the story, you know, where you land, and it'll give scenario objectives and everything based on those. Then we're going to flip it over and we're going to do these things, but we're not going to do them right now. That'll go right here. There's also a story that I'll read to you in just a minute. Maybe you've already seen the story because you've watched this before, or a scenario of this before. This is our track. As it goes up, things will happen, and if we run out of, it's one of the lose conditions, running out of time before you can complete everything. I haven't seen that happen in a game, so we'll see how it goes. But, you know, whenever you take a turn, or the 2 characters take a turn, this will go up, and if they go to what's called a hunter's dream, this will go up, and if they hit that mark, some things may or may not happen depending on what's going on in the game. Okay, now, randomly selected, I put these 3 mobs out that are the monsters. We'll take a quick look at those. And this symbol up here matters, and also the slot that they're in matters because it determines activation and determines what goes out on the board. So the one in the first slot is going to be the hunter's mob, and there's 2 sides, but I randomly shuffled them and selected this side. This means that the hunter's mob, which by the way I haven't painted the miniatures. I can never get to paint all my miniatures, but this is the cool mini. Get it? That goes along with this of the hunter's mob. It's very cool. And they have some basic things. 4 health, and this basically is their basic attack. And that means that the 2 means the medium speed attack. It's not a super fast attack. It's not a super slow attack. And then it does 2 damage, the base damage. You'll see how we end up knowing which attack this creature is going to do. Their special attack is a shield bash. It's a medium speed attack, does 2 damage, but also does stagger and stun. And then it's got a special ability, so if we flip its special ability card, it says flip another enemy action. Hunter's mob's next attack gains +1 speed and +1 damage, so that's pretty bad. And on the other side, it is different. So it's very interesting. Okay. We also have the Huntsman's Minion here. This is the other creature that we're going to have, as you can see. And they have a tougher attack that's slower. The more arrows means faster. This is slower. It does more damage. And you see their special overhead slam. It cannot be staggered. Deals 2 damage to all the other hunters in the space unless they dodge. And dodge means that they have to do a particular faster attack and use a dodge card. You'll see how all this works. And then it's got the ability of brick stun. Hunters must discard 1 card or their attack suffers -2 speed and they cannot dodge. Flip another enemy action card. So that's their special ability. And then last but not least, we have the Scourge Beasts. Again, 4 health. They have a very fast attack. That 3 means it says quick swipe, which is what it is. Does 2 damage. They have a very slow attack called pin and gnaw. It does a lot of damage, and it's does stun and cannot be dodged. That's nasty. So we want to try and kill them before they get the chance to use that. The ability is Beastal Howl. At speed 1, before the hunter attacks, spawn 1 Scourge Beast in this space. So they can actually pile up on you, and that's bad. That is bad. Down here we have the Hunter's Dream. So what happens is if we die in some cases, or we choose to go to the Hunter's Dream, we can come back here. We're going to heal up all the stuff. We're going to heal our wounds. We're going to use some what they call, what is called blood something tokens. Blood Echoes. Yeah, they're right there on the board. Blood Echoes to buy upgrades and replace them in our deck, our starter deck. And we all start with the same exact deck in our hand, even though our capabilities are a little different. We start with the same deck per character. And okay, so we're getting through this pretty quickly because I want to get to the gameplay as soon as possible. So here's the player aid. On a player's turn, we're going to get to use actions, and each action we're going to have a hand of 3 cards. Each action is going to cost one of those cards. And you can use the cards to do a number of things that don't relate to what's on the card, or you can use them to attack, which fills up these slots, and then they will use what's actually on the card. So, like, I can use any card I want to move to. I can use any card I want to interact. I can use any card to transform a weapon. I can use any. I don't think I have to check if I have to use a card to go to the Hunter's Dream. I believe I do. Round summary is the hunters refill their hand to 3 and advance the hunter track by 1. Then we perform an action at the end of their turn, the enemies activate. If we're in the Hunter's Dream, we advance the hunt track by 1 space. We can buy upgrades, we can refresh the Hunter's deck and dashboard. Next turn, we're going to respawn at the lantern, the central lantern, or another lantern if we put that out. We can, it says what we do when you tackle, you'll see that, and then it says about reward cards. These are the effects of things that I talked about dodge, and I'm not going to go over this right now because we'll see that in gameplay. If I just told you what they did, it wouldn't make any sense to you, unless you've already seen this before. And again, there are a lot of cards in the game. These are all look at this, these are all the scenario cards for the long hunt. They're numbered, and you do not shuffle them, because they're going to reveal the stories. And there is some special items here that may come out in the game as well. There's a huge stack of consumable items. There's a massive stack of upgrade cards that upgrade to our decks. Now, our deck will only ever have 12 cards in it, so if we buy an upgrade card, we have to actually get rid of another card to replace it. So that could be interesting, right? And let's talk about characters. So the characters don't have names per se. They're kind of named after their weapon. So this character uses the threaded cane. I don't know maybe we'll name them. I don't know. If you come up with a clever name that fits the image of the character, let me know and I'll use it. This is her deck. Again, the starter deck all has the same stuff in it, so we'll deal out a hand in a minute. And this is her weapon. So the weapon is the threaded, on this side is the threaded cane. It says the stagger can affect enemy attacks of the same speed. Normally, you have to be faster. So that's important to know. She has, in this particular side of the weapon, she has a quick cut, a slash, and slow, more damage, less damage, right? And it says, when you dodge, deal 1 damage to all enemies within 1 space. That's pretty good, right? Yeah, and it has a variety of effects depending on what slot you put it in. Then, if I want to, I can transform my weapon and make it the threaded cane. It's like a whip now, right? It has these special abilities. You notice it's a little different. It's quite different. It's a stagger can affect enemy attacks of the same speed. That's pretty good. And so the damage done from that attack is going to depend on what we do. And when you dodge, deal 1 damage to all enemies within 1 space. See, it's very different. So that is pretty cool. Now, she also has a hand weapon. In this case, it is actually a big giant cannon that she carries in her hands. We can use this to make the following attack. We can also use them to do some other things. And we also have to discard 2 cards to refresh this. So, or we can refresh it in the Hunter's Dream. That's the way it goes. So that is our threaded cane. You'll see how all that plays out in the gameplay. And then we have, you see all the tokens. There's lots of tokens. Here we have Ludwig's Holy Blade. That's the other character we're going to be playing. And she, by the way, played 2 female characters. So that'd be fun. She's got this Holy Blade that says each time you clear a slot, that means take the card out of the slot, you deal 1 damage to 1 enemy in your space. So some cool abilities there. And it says after attacking with combo slash, that's... or maybe it's these 2. I don't know. I'll have to see what that does. May transform weapon for free, so you get to flip the weapon for free. That's pretty cool. You see he's got a quick stab, super fast, slash and slash. And how you determine that is you're going to put a card here, and that's what's going to determine it. The problem is when you put a card there, they don't go away until you transform, or it says clear the card, right? They both start with 6 health, and she has Evelyn, which is some kind of cane rifle thing. It says when an enemy makes a basic attack, automatically stagger that enemy. So that is really powerful. Now again, though, we use that weapon when we do that, and we have to refresh it. Now, this one we have to discard 1 card or 1 blood echo to refresh her firearm, and that's it. So let's do this. Let's get some cards out. Show you give it a quick shuffle, and we'll show you what a hand looks like and what you can do with it real quick, and then we're going to get into the gameplay. There's no reason not to at that point. So there's her 3 cards. This is her hand. So she's got a basic with a +1 damage. They're all basic cards. A dodge, clear the slot. So that's what I was saying about clear the slot. So if we play this here to dodge, we automatically get to clear that slot and discard it. And a stagger. So we can do a couple of things there with her cards. And then with the other hunter, our threaded cane, we're going to do the same thing. And I got to remember to keep these decks separate and away from each other, so I don't make a mistake of using the wrong hand with the wrong character. But I think we'll be okay there. She's drew a stagger, a dodge, and a stagger. So two staggers and a dodge. Stagger's great because if you attack them, then their attack actually, if you attack them, I believe, faster, then their attack does, or I think same speed or faster, their attack does not have an effect. Okay. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with the long hunt. Here's the introduction to the scenario. You can see it says long hunt introduction. Of the monsters created by the beast plague, the Scourge Beasts are the most reviled. Once human, these terrible monstrosities are fast, agile, and lethal. As of late, more and more of these beasts have began appearing in central Yharnam, and thus we have been tasked with discovering the source of their increasing number as well as eliminate as many as possible. That is the basic storyline that we're going to be dealing with here, and we appear on this. Where'd my other miniature go? Where'd you go? Oh, I moved it over to show in the Hunter's Dream. We're going to start them on this space. I started 1 in each space here. Now, what we're going to do is, well, we got to complete some side quests to move forward in the scenario. So right now we're going to reveal card 1. We'll do that in just a moment. And then it says if we end a move on the courtyard lamp tile, we get to reveal card 5. If we end a move on the occupied house, we reveal card 8. If we end a move on the Ransack House, we reveal card 12. Those are going to show us missions that we will need to complete in order to get insight that allows us to advance to the next chapter. And we have to do that before we run out of time on the board. So this is card number 1. We're going to flip that over and we're going to see what our mission is for this scenario right now. Hunt mission, Source of the Scourge. We must take to the streets of central Yharnam. The number of Scourge Beasts grows. We must leave no area unchecked and uncleansed. We should also gather what information we can from the surviving townfolk. Perhaps they can grant us insight, ding ding ding, insight, like I said, into the cause of this sudden infestation. So we need to end a move on the central map tile after we have collected at least 2 insight, and then we're going to reveal card 2. So these are going to stay out and play, and we know we have to do that. Now to gain insight, we're going to have to do some of those other quests on the board, right? And basically, that's what we need to do. We're ready to go. We don't have anything holding us back. You might as well make it happen. Let's make it go. And I think we'll start with our threaded cane and have that person go first. We can move together. We don't have to, but we could, and we're probably not going to, at least until we need to. So we'll play along with this and see what we can get done. Okay, so we have our hand here for our threaded cane, and this is the threaded cane miniature right here, purple, which also matches the board that we're using. So we really can't do much with the cards we have in this space. There is a special ability in the space, but it's about using the lantern to teleport, so it's not that big a deal. But we do have our hunter here. Again, cool miniature with the cannon in hand, the cane. And we're going to move her to here. So we're going to discard one of these basic stagger cards. Make a discard pile there. And that means we're going to take one of the tiles that we've shuffled together and place a new one out right here. Now there's certain rules about placement. I'm going to slide this just a little bit over this way. There's certain rules about placement, and we got the courtyard lamp. There's something about the courtyard lamp on card, isn't there? There is. End a move on the courtyard lamp. Okay, so we're going to do that because, well, we're going to see. I don't think there's any monsters. There aren't any monsters on this. So we're going to place it like that. I think that'll give us a couple of exits there. Out that way and that way. And we'll immediately move into the courtyard lamp based on the position of it. And then we're going to do what it says here. So it says, end a move on the courtyard lamp and reveal card 5. So let's get the deck out. We're going to reveal card 5. There we go. Let's see what this says. Insight mission. Oh, there we go. An insight mission. Okay. On the hunt, entering, you find a large mob of townfolk all gathered around. Sorry, my watch is going nuts on me because people can't leave me alone. Large mob of townfolk all gathered around a blazing pyre constructed in the center of a courtyard. Upon it lies the bodies of numerous Scourge Beasts. Suddenly, from behind you, hear shouting, "More infected!" as the mob begins to surround you. Okay. Reveal card 6. Surround the courtyard lamp with fog gates. Okay. I need tokens. Let me get the fog gate tokens out here. They're right over here. So we're going to... so we walked into trouble right away. These are fog gates. And if you remember the game when you walked into an area with a boss, the fog gates would come up. Okay. Spawn one hunter's mob on the space. On its space. Okay. Well, that means on the lamp. So it means it's going to be right there with us. Boosh. Right there. And again, I think I showed you the hunter's mob figures, but there it is. That's really cool. And I played the game, and that does remind me of the group of guys that would wander around. On it, respond. Okay. It responds to this space, or respawns to this space on blah. Okay. Complete this mob by slaying the hunter's mob. Reveal card 7. Okay, so we have to first off reveal card 6. So we're getting a lot of cards out on the table already. Let's reveal card 6. And if we kill it, we reveal card 7. And then so on and so forth. Horde. Place 1 insight token on this card. If 3 plus hunters place 1 additional token, there's 2. When the hunter's mob would be slain, instead remove 1 token and heal all damage from it. If all tokens are returned on the red symbol, which we're really, really far away from, so that's probably not going to happen. I'll put that card right there, and I need a token. I got to find the right one that says, yeah, which one is that? It says on there, I don't remember which one it is. It doesn't really matter as long as there's a token on there. I think it's these. I believe it's this one. We're going to put a token on there, and then when we kill this mob, we are going to, or if we kill this mob, we're going to then heal, and it's going to do some stuff. So we got to be prepared for that. Now remember, we walked in there, we only got 2 cards left. So I think what we're going to do, I have a plan. I have a kind of a plan. Sort of a plan? Yeah, I have a plan. All right, let's go to the table and to the player's board and do this fight. Okay, so here we are fighting our hunter mob. We got everything ready. We got our 2 cards left that we're going to do. And I have to debate on whether or not I want to try and put this first part of the mob, remember the horde will take effect, rather quickly or not. Now I have the capability of almost killing him on this round, but I don't have the capability of killing him. Good news is I do have a dodge attack, which will help us later, and I think I can stop him from hurting us. It's going to take a couple of rounds. So I think for our first action, this counts as a fast attack. Sorry, that's a slow attack, isn't it? Yes. Must be used to make the following attack. That's a slow attack. So I don't know that I want to. It depends on what he does. Like if he does his special, for example, it's a medium speed attack. It will do 2 damage, but it'll stagger and stun us, and that's not good. Though I do have a dodge. However, with that dodge, we would have to resolve the attacks in order. I think it might be better to make sure we go as fast as stagger has to be faster. So I'd have to put that here to make sure that he is staggered. I think that what we will do is we will use the cannon with the slow attack. It's going to do 3 damage to him, and then we're going to draw. We're just going to see, here's the enemy action deck. Actually, we don't draw anything from it yet, so I'll shuffle just a little bit, and we'll draw against that. So we'll use this. We're going to go boom. That's a slow attack at 3 damage. Now we'll have to recover that. Maybe this is a bad mistake. I don't know. But then we're going to draw and see what the enemy's going to do. Well, the enemy is going to do his special. So special is exactly what I was concerned about. It is going to do those two. Now we have the option, because the dodge is a special card. So since this is a 2-speed attack, you have to do it same speed or lower. So I can, now that we've done the attack, we're going, okay, what's going to happen? Well, I would get staggered and stunned, but I'm going to dodge that. Okay, so now we're only going to have one card left. That's okay. We'll figure that out as we go, but that is going to do 3 damage. We did do 3 damage to this guy here. This enemy card will get discarded. And that basically, that's the only enemy there. So the enemy activation was to attack us back. That hasn't happened yet. So we're going to put this 3 token on the enemy mob, and that was our resolution to attack the mob. We did not kill it. So if you look at the turn order here, for the round summary, we're going to say at the end of the hunter's turn, enemies within 1 tile will activate. So we're going to do that now. Let's take a look at the board. So here we are. The hunter's mob with the special thing on it is now here. If it was within 1 tile, like let's say it was even here, it would come into here and attack. And we got 2. Since it's already with us, it's going to attack us, which means we're going to draw another enemy card and see what it does. Unfortunately, we don't have. Oof! Just dawned on me. We don't have our dodge now. Well, that may be the way it goes. We might have to take some damage in this fight. This is a boss after all. So now that the enemy activates and he's in a space that he can attack us, he's going to. So the gameplay is the same, whether you're being attacked or you're attacking. So we're going to pick this card. We're going to put it right here. And we're going to make it fast. And the reason we're doing that is because when he attacks us back, it's going to be a quick hit. And we only need 1 more damage. Remember, we did 3 already. He only takes 4. And we'll stagger him, which means, depending on what his action is, we may get lucky and not get hit because of the attacks. So let's see what he gets. He gets a basic attack, so he's drawn a special and a basic. You want to keep track of that because there's only so many cards in here and it doesn't shuffle. So we're going to put that away for a moment. We did actually go faster than him with a stagger. Now that means he doesn't do his attack back, and it's not simultaneously anyway, so we're okay there. Now, if we had not killed him, let's say I had not done the gun before, he would only do, he would not do his attack. We would only do 1 point of damage, but we would have staggered him so he wouldn't have hit us back. However, we're going to do 1 more point of damage to him. So let's go take a look at that. So guess what? Boom, we would have killed him. However, he's got this horde card. So we're just going to take this token off it, and we have to kill him 1 more time. However, that is the end of its activation. It's the only creature on the board. So now we're going to go to activate our other character. So one of the questions I have for myself is, do I send the Ludwig's Holy Blade in to kill the mob and get the reward, or do I send ourselves in another direction? Because, you know, one of the things you don't want to do in this game is take damage. I could easily get in there and take him out. I mean, let's see, what 3 cards do we have? We do have a dodge, right? We have a, we could do, well, we can only do 3 points of damage. So at best. So I could do a medium attack, 3 points of damage, still keep a dodge. Or I could do a slow attack, yeah, and then still, yeah, that's probably the best way to go. By the way, we would have cleared this on the other character's card, because you have the ability to clear that, so we would have done that at the end of the round. Because why not? We need more attacks, possibly. So I could just wait and go in a different direction and leave the attack with the... if we move away, the other creature's not going to come in to attack us. It wouldn't get there anyway, so it wouldn't move. Or the horde, rather. And there's a fog gate around, so we wouldn't do that. So, you know, actually, we can't go in there and help because of the fog gates. Nah, that solves that problem. So, I think we'll burn a card. I think we're going to burn this one for now. So, we'll use that card to move, and we're going to move this direction, which means we're going to get another tile out, and we're going to place it. It is the Ransack House. Now, I believe this is another thing that we're going to encounter here. So I think the only way into the Ransack House is this way, so we're going to place it that way. There's some things here that we'll deal with in just a moment. But we also have, I think, another story card that we're going to get out. So we'll populate the house, and then we'll get the story card out. So it says, yeah, end a move on the Ransack House tile. Reveal card 12. Okay, so we will move into there. That we will do. Now, we still have another move point, but we're still going to reveal this card. So we're going to populate the board, but we're going to get out card 12. So we've already encountered 2 of our missions that we need to get done here. And that is good. So where is card 12? Here it is. Okay, we got card 12 out. It says Insight Mission, so here's our second one that we need. Rescue. As you enter the house, the ramshackle house, you catch the sight of a young girl hiding in the corner from monsters stalking her. Once these creatures are dispatched, she can be rescued. Place one survivor on the ransacked house. Interact with the survivor's token. Reveal card 13. So when we get there, we will do that. We'll put this to the side, and we're going to populate the entire board. Okay, well, this is going to be interesting. So now we can go in there and interact. We'll interact with everything, and that includes the girl, right? Because it says interact with the survivor token. Well, when you move into a space, you interact with everything on it. So, for example, when I move in there, I will get these, but I will also have to fight the monsters. And I do believe that's what we're going to do. I don't see why we wouldn't necessarily. What does her gun do again? I want to see if we got enough. So, yeah, we can automatically stagger the enemy when an enemy makes a basic attack. So we'll have to see if that happens. Hopefully it does. I know we've used one basic attack in the enemy deck, but not. I think there's more than one in there. Do we do that? I mean, that's pretty nasty. The Scourge Beast there's 8 health worth of creatures, and they can do a lot of damage to us, but we're going to have to go in there anyway, right, at some point. So let's make that move. I think she will then use, because when you do a move action, you burn a card to do a move action. You get to do 2 movement. So we're there in the ransack house. We're going to interact. We'll wait on the girl right now, but we're going to interact with the tile. First thing we're going to do is we're going to get some consumables. And I don't think you have to do them in any order. I think you can do them in any order you want. So let me get out the consumables deck. We're going to get 2 of them. But then we're going to have a big old fight. So we'll see how this goes. Let's do a quick shuffle on the consumables deck. Okay, we'll do one more cut, and we'll see what we get. Our first item is going to be Cold Blood Dew. Hunter's turn, gain 1 blood echo. We might do that. That's pretty cool. And then the second one, we'll do another little cut. And we're going to get a Pugnant Blood Cocktail. Hunter's turn, 1 non-boss enemy within 2 spaces does not activate. We might actually use that. We'll see. And that's pretty cool because we have 2 monsters that we have to face right now. So I think for our attack, the worst of the 2 monsters is definitely the Scourge Beast. So she's going to spin and start to work on killing the Scourge Beast. I think that's the most important thing. So here we are. We got our Scourge Beast right here. Let's take a look at it. Its basic attack is super slow. That's helpful, actually. So that means, and if it does a basic attack, we might be able to just stagger it. Here are the remaining enemy action cards. And we're going to pick a card that we're going to... Now, I have a dodge, but if I use it now, I'm probably going to get hit by the mob. The mob does less damage, potentially, and I can stop the mob from activating. So I think we want to stagger him. It looks like, unless we get a special or an ability, we can do this and stagger the Scourge Beast and not take the damage. So let's hope and pray we get a basic attack. All right, so we're going to do that. That's 2. It's going to do 2 points. Each time you clear a slot, we might do that with the dodge. We can still dodge that attack, by the way. I just don't want to lose the attack. So hopefully we get a basic enemy action. Here, let's see. Oh, an ability. Oh, bummer. Ability is Bestial Howl. At the fastest speed, before the hunter's attack, spawn 1 beast on this space. There's a 3rd one on the space. Holy moly. That, by the way, we can't dodge or stop that from happening. And we didn't go faster because the stagger happened in slot 2. So we're going to summon another creature to the slot. That means we're going to have 2 monsters activating on us. This could be bad. We could end up dead right away because this is our scenario. That does not look good for our hunter. So let's go back and finish out the combat and see what we can get done here. We'll discard this. Now we got a basic, a special, and an ability. We are going to do 2 points of damage. Unfortunately, only 2 points of damage to the Scourge Beast that we attacked. I will put that on the miniature. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. And we didn't get to stagger it because it used this ability. That has happened. Now that we're done with that, we've done our attack. We are going to activate the enemies in the area. So let's go take a look at that. So we have 3 enemies. I think we'll start with the Scourge Beast that... when do we use this? Let's see, on the hunter's turn. So right now, we'd have to use this before we've got to the enemy's turn. I do think we're going to use this on the other Scourge Beast. So we're going to play that. I'm just going to leave it right there for right now so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to play the Pungent Blood Cocktail. It says one non-boss enemy within 2 spaces doesn't activate. So we're not going to activate this one. Now when we look at enemy activates, we look at all the enemies, right? If an enemy is within one space of being able to get into the enemy space, it will move toward him, but it's not. This one is in the fog gate, so it's not going to do anything. All these 3 are already in her space. They're all just going to attack her. Now, except for this one, so we're okay there. We're going to be able to dodge one attack. And we're going to probably dodge the attack of this guy. So let's go resolve that attack, and then we're going to resolve the attack against her with the mob. So here we are back with the Scourge Beast right here. We'll put that right there for now. And you can see that it is. We're going to draw another enemy active card. Hopefully just get a basic attack. We did. Basic attack. So it is going to be slow. It's going to do 2 damage. I can either dodge that one and clear the slot. I won't have. I mean, I'm just going to take a hit. Or do I take this basic attack, knowing it's basic, and just let keep the dodge for the hunter's mob? Well, I don't think it's good. Well, he could stun and stagger me. That could be worse, right? Do I dodge this one or not? Do I just take it? Now, because it has the dodge ability, I can play this now as opposed to during the attack. Because I didn't have a card to play. That's why I didn't want to play a card. I should do this in proper order so you really understand how it's going. So when I played that basic card, I could have played something beforehand. I could have played this before in a slot and still done the damage, but I knew I couldn't kill it, so there's no point in doing that. It's better to save this for the dodge, right? The question is, do I take the hits right now, 2 damage? It's going to be, yeah, it's just going to be 2 damage. That's it. And then maybe the other one has a stagger and stun, and if I do the stun, that means I'm going to take another point of damage. That'd be 3. So I think we're going to take the 2 hits from the Scourge Beast right now. Ouch. And then we are going to take the attack. That's his activation. He is done. Then we're going to take the attack from the mob right here, and we're going to take the enemy cards are still right here and see what we get. There's a really good chance we're going to get one of these other things, and I don't want that. So, okay, well, we got lucky. It's another basic attack. Now, that means that this card here, I believe, because there's 2 each, there's 3 basics, 2 abilities, and 1 special, I think. So this is going to be an ability, and you can check that. That is something you can do. However, we did get a basic attack, so it's going to be this one. We will use the dodge. I don't want to take any more damage. We'll just put it in the slot because it's not going to matter. We dodge the enemy's attack, and whoosh, we recover that card. It is now discarded. And why we can do that? Because it says clear the slot. Now, she has a special ability. Each time you clear a slot, deal 1 damage to 1 enemy in your space. We're going to do a third. Wait, let me think. I can be any enemy in my space. I have 2 Scourge Beasts and the Hunter's Mob. If I do 1 to the Hunter's Mob, can I kill it with an attack? It depends, right? Depends on what my next cards are. So I think we will continue. Man, the Scourge Beast only has... I only need to do 2 damage. So we're going to put this damage on that Hunter's Mob. Or the other Scourge Beast. That would be just as good. We're going to put the damage from this ability. Each time you clear a slot, which we just did with that dodge card, deal 1 damage to an enemy in your space. We did that to the other Scourge Beast. And that is the enemy activations. We already used our cool consumable. That is gone. And this is the end of the round, right? So we've completed a round. Now we're going to do one more thing, and that is to move the marker up 1. And then that's going to be it. Now, so when we look at that, we did not go to the Hunter's Dream. So when we end the Hunter's turn, enemies activate a tile. So at the beginning of the turn, I think, start of the round, Hunter reveals their hand of 3 and moves the track. So we haven't moved the track yet. I'll wait till we start our next turn to move the track because we're going to end this episode right here. Man, big old fight going on. There's a boss fight already, and our Ludwig's Holy Blade Hunter has been mobbed. So with 3 enemies. So we're in a spot of trouble already. And then we're going to, we did activate the girl, so we should do that before we go, right? Because we interacted with the whole space. So the survivor token there, which I didn't put on the board because I'm about to do something with it anyway. Anyway, this is a survivor token. We'll put it on the board. I don't have the Kickstarter upgrades. This is retail, so that's that. It says interact with the survivor token, reveal card 13, so we will do that as well. And we're getting quite a few cards up. We have multiple insight missions, our hunt mission, and let's look for card 13. to round out the end of that round. We should have done this before the activation, actually, but of the enemies, but it's okay. Rescue. You approach the girl cautiously. Suddenly, she bursts past you, darting into the streets, her eyes wide with fear. Move the survivor token 4 spaces. She may reveal tiles during this move. At the end of each turn, she moves 1 space away from the nearest hunter, but no longer reveals tiles. Okay. Complete this mission by ending a move on the space with the survivor token and have no enemies pursue into that space. Reveal card 14. Okay, so we have this mission now. Let's go wrap that up. So we're going to have to move her 4. So we're going to go 1, 2. I mean, we're going to have to reveal a tile here because she can't go into the fog gate. We can go 3 and then out this way. Let's go 3 and out this way. That makes some more sense. So we'll just move this over just a little bit so we can get another tile down. We're going to draw a tile. And this is what it is, just a space. But it's a space with monsters. So we're going to have a Scourge Beast right here and a chest here, but nothing else. So, man, we already have 3 of these out on the board. That's crazy. And then let me get another treasure token. Actually, I can place this tile however I want. So I'm going to place it like this, as long as it connects. So I'm going to place it like this. I don't want to come down anymore. We'll go back up. So this is here, and she is here. And that'll make 4 movements. And that's it. That's going to be the end of our round. So she ran off. And again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's correct. And there's a monster here. Now, the monster will not attack her or anything. It's going to come after us. So in that activation, actually, let's do this for the activation purpose so I can explain it. It is too far away to move. It's not going to get anywhere, so it will not activate. If it was here, it would activate 1 and move there. But it's too far away. It's got many moves away, so it's just going to sit there and wait it out till we get closer. And that will be the end of this episode. So we have a lot going on the board already. My luck holds true. I've been mobbed. I got extra monsters on the board. Little girl ran away from us. We've got to catch up to her, see if we can solve that problem. We already discarded all of our cards. We're going to draw more cards next turn. That's okay. We're going to kill this boss mob here called the Horde. And then our other character is horribly mobbed and trying to fight off 3 monsters at the same time. So hopefully we can manage to pull that off. So far, she has only taken 2 damage. So that's not bad. She's got 4 left. If she can kill 1 or 2 of them and get enough dodges, perhaps we can survive this. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, this is Bloodborne The Board Game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And please let me know if I did anything wrong. And we'll see what we can accomplish in resolving that. I don't think I did, but I'm sure you'll tell me. Thanks. Bye-bye.